GSTL Season 1. NS Hosa. Axiom-Acer. MVP. FX Open. LGIM. Azubu. Prime. Startail.
We could have another all-kill on our hands. Prime is down 3 games. They've sent out their final player a little bit predictably, Bjorn, and we're going to see what he can do here.
Bjorn is really good. He's a monster. He's showing it on ladder. He has a personal stream. If you're on Twitch and you're on Twitch TV watching StarCraft streams, you will see him stream every single day. This guy practices like crazy. On the other hand, we have Ryung, a player who won 3 matches so far, has proven himself to be in Rings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm, to be a great player in Terran versus Terran. And you can really see the desperation on the Prime player's coach.
Gerard had to make some tough choices today, but you know, he chose to play his standard style where he just sends his 4 top players out. They play macro games, but today it was not enough against Ryung, and this is their last chance.
It definitely is. There are one win, 2 losses in the GSTL, and now we have Belcher Vestige, the last map. Maybe if Ryung gets an all-kill here.
I mean, just looking at these 2 players, it's the ultimate contrast. Right now, Bjorn has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's the last man standing. Everything is up to him. Whereas Ryung has already excelled and exceeded expectations. He has the momentum. If he loses here, no pressure. They've got so many other players they can pull out here to try to snipe Bjorn. They've already, I'm sure, thought of Bjorn's probably going to come out today. They probably have a strategy plan for him.
They're in a position where they look at this matchup and they're okay, we have 3 players to take down Bjorn and we have the map choice if Ryung loses here. And we'll find out if it comes to that, because we could see another all-kill. Ryung is up against Bjorn in a Terran versus Terran. Belcher Vestige, let's jump into the potential last game of the day here at the GSTL with Colin Wolf. Starting to the top left, the last Terran standing for the Prime team. After Marine King, Krader and Maru, this is
Bjorn Prime.
A lot of people in the crowd cheering for him. A lot of Prime fans came to the studio today.
And starting to the bottom right, we have his opponent with 3 wins so far. It is the starting player still for Team Axiom-Acer.
Axiom Young.
The starting player, now perhaps the finishing player. Just 1 win left. And the map choice, Belcher Vestige here for Bjorn. A 2-player map, but a pretty big one at that.
Yep.
I mean, it's the last map choice that Prime will ever have this match.
Exactly. So what's going to happen if Bjorn is able to win this game, then the Axiom-Acer team, they're currently sitting on the team bench, of course, thinking about this, have 3 players and 3 map choices where they can take Bjorn down. So they are probably already talking about this, and they're like, well, who wants to have a go first? And Crank is probably like, okay, I want to play this and this map against him, and if I don't win against him, who wants to be second? Which map do you want to play? They're probably dividing up maps as we speak.
Yeah. And they have players from all races they can choose from. Really, really strong players. So if they want to send out a Pro-S player, they can send Alicia, or they could even send Crank if they wanted to. Crank much less likely, since he's kind of serving as the coach right now, not able to practice as well as the other players. But still, they have so many different choices. They have all the cards.
And they have all the time in the world. If they have a tablet there at the team bench, they can look up VODs of Bjorn as we speak.
Yeah. Right now, we have, for the first time, a more aggressive-oriented strategy. Bjorn going for a gas first, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this build play out. He's not going to be saying, I'm going to play a straight-up game against Ryung. I'm not going to sit back and let him macro and hit me with the timing or die in any other way. I'm going to be the one who attacks first, and I'm going to attack hard and fast. He's got several different opportunities. He can use that gas first. Probably going to see a Widow Mine drop, but he could change things up and go for a Banshee.
I really feel if Prime is losing this match today, that Gerard and the team, they have to sit down at the team house and they have to have a long talk and think about what they can change, because they are just way too predictable. It's the same players over and over again, and with 3 players, with not a single Zerg that is sent out here to do anything, It's just so easy for an opposing team to prepare for them.
Yeah, pick them apart so easily. And
they rely on individual strength right now.
Yeah.
And they have good players. I mean, it's not like they have a weak lineup or anything. They have Marine King, they have Beyond, and then there are still Creator and Maru, also two great players. So they really have the skill. But it's just the order of play and also the races where an opponent can really prepare.
And the builds they're using are very standard. You know, they're not very aggressive. They're not very snipey. They're just kind of standard macro games. In this case, this is going to be a different type of strategy. We have him going for a very fast tech lab on his factory, and he's probably going to switch that and go into Banshees.
On the other hand, talking about the Prime team quite a lot here, I have to give it to Ryung. I mean, his play today is really exceptional.
Yeah.
This guy plays such a great match today. He has 3 wins, and he has wins against some of the best players that we have in Korea.
Yeah.
So the macro game that he showed us so far is really exceptional, and the Axiom-Acer team is doing great here.
He's just not really making any glaring mistakes. He's just playing great standard games, and we have a Cloak play coming from Beyond right now. He starts Cloak very early here. He will start the Banshee in just a second.
Also, one of the things that I want to mention here is that Ryung is not only a very solid player when it comes down to his micro and macro, he's a very smart player. He was the one that told Scarlet which build to execute against MVP when she was playing against the LGIM Terran, and it worked perfectly. Here, Scarlet mentioned later that he was the one who told her, okay, listen, MVP likes to play this in this style, try to hit this timing, if you do that well, you can take him. And it worked like a charm. So he's really a player that puts a lot of thought into what he does.
Yeah. Oh, this is so aggressive, what we're seeing actually from Ryung, though. Going forward with this Marine Hellion pressure. He knows his opponent went gas first, he scouted that, he knows that there's going to be a little bit of weakness. He checks, he sees now there's no bunker, and he's going to walk up that ramp with his Marines and his Hellions. He's going to be able to trade pretty well. The problem, of course, is that Banshee.
And also the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine is there in time. I can get the shot off. Nice. I actually think that he changed the target with the Widow Mine once or twice. I'm not quite sure if it happened. I would have loved to see that again, maybe in the replay data, because I'm not quite sure if he targeted it. But if he clicked on it, that's something you can do.
Yeah.
You can switch targets so that the Widow Mine doesn't go off against one single unit.
It seemed like he did. Now he's just going to run the Hellion up, wants to bait out the shot. Oh, that was terribly done. He actually baited it right into his Marines.
And you know, this build is something that Bjorn has been doing on Ladder a lot. And it's incredible how well he micros his Banshee every single time he uses it. He has done so much damage. It went so far that the Muslim actually chatted him up after a match and told him, how do I beat this? How do I work against this? And Byung just responded, dude, I don't know either. This works so well currently. So Banshees are back in TVT, and you can see how he's picking him apart.
Yeah, I mean, with just one Banshee. Takes 2 scans, kills several Harvesters.
10 workers killed in total. That's incredible.
Really, really nice micro. And now he's got the Command Center back up at home. That one Widowmine shot on the Marines is actually going to allow him to fight the Marines directly with this Banshee if he wants to. He can take them all out one shot at a time. He's going to fight these 2 instead.
And there
Gotta
has
be careful about the turret, though.
Yeah, the turret is a problem, but there have to be so many scans now. He needs to use another scan. That's the 3rd one already. We don't have the combat shield just yet. Once again, he's just killing more SCVs. This is this build that makes Bjorn so dangerous on ladder these days. He is a monster in this matchup, as is Ryung, though.
Yeah, Ryung definitely starting with a pretty big deficit into this game. For the first time, looking very behind. And Bjorn is going into a fast 3rd Command Center. So he's going to just kind of sit back defensively. He has the Widow Mines, he has the Siege Tanks out, so he can sit back and play defensively now while he gets that 3rd Command Center. And he's done enough damage to where he doesn't even have to worry about the fact that it's not at the natural yet. Going to try to do a little bit more damage with the 3rd Banshee now. And he's just trying to wait for the energy to run out, but I think he's going to have to actually scan once more. There it is.
Yeah, there's the scan. And this is so many scans baited. Works a little bit better now, of course, so the Banshees don't get that much damage done anymore. But still, you can look at the Harvest account where we have a slight advantage for the Prime player. Of course, his Command Center was delayed. That is the one thing that really was different in those builds. The CC at the low ground for Bjorn a lot slower than the one for Bjorn.
Yeah. And Bjorn, with the 3rd Command Center now, though, is going to try to make up for that. And getting extra SCVs, 3 at a time versus 2 at a time. And Ryung has this air dominance with the Vikings he's going to be able to use, but he is going to eat a Widowmine shot. Boom. Taking some AoE damage on the 2nd Viking and 3rd as well. But that lets him know exactly what sort of composition he has. He did not, however, see the 3rd Command Center, so he's a little bit in the dark about that. And Bjorn is going to go for another Banshee attack. This will be actually his 4th Banshee he's made, so that's a lot of gas. Starts to stack up.
Yeah. I mean, you can really see the Banshee. If the Banshee actually gets a few more kills, this would be so amazing for him right now.
And he's just going to go for the Marines, it looks like.
And it's so smart. These Marines are still damaged by the Widowmine shot earlier, and there are no medivacs just yet. So look how many kills he gets here. He baits a scan, he kills the Marines. This is just such a smart play by Bjorn. The Widowmine shot was so important earlier. And, you know, at this point in time, it seemed to be, I don't want to say insignificant, but it seemed that the only thing that the Widowmine shot was achieving is forcing Ryung back.
Yeah, but now it changes everything. He goes, kills the Marines. Bjorn is playing really, really well in this game and takes even further of a lead. He's got that 3rd Commander. He's been using it for quite some time. Not only the extra SCVs, but the extra mules he gets from that, while also denying his opponent mules by using that Banshee. And now he has a time he can actually move out and be aggressive.
Yep.
He knows how many units his opponent has. He just saw it with the Banshee. He also knows he killed several Marines, so he could actually just run in here and try to kill him.
He's in an awesome position. He's also using this to establish his 3rd base. He's going across the map now. All these scans make just sure that the income for Bjorn is so much better than for Ryung. I actually watched a game where Bjorn played against the Muslim, where nothing happened, and suddenly Bjorn was 50 supply ahead just because he had such an incredible macro game. This guy doesn't miss a beat. His timings are perfect. They are excellent. He has such a good game sense. And he's, I feel, the strongest opponent that Ryung faced so far.
Absolutely so. No doubt in my mind. Right now, he looks like he's very much considering hitting a timing. He wants to see if there's a 3rd Commander. Anything he can pick off, he's going to go for. He doesn't commit to the attack because he knows there's siege tanks there. And Ryung is about to have Stim. Just about to finish. And Bjorn is also getting ahead in the upgrades. He's going to have 1-1 first. Right now he's behind, but in just a second he's going to be an armor upgrade ahead.
Yeah. An armor upgrade ahead and also a mining base with the command center to the top right. So, as you already said, this is just so... This just all comes together.
Yeah.
This is a Hannibal Smith timing right
That's
there.
exactly what I was thinking in my head, man. You and I are on the same page.
This is when a plan comes together.
I was about to say that exact same thing. It's actually really eerie. Well, we've been casted together a lot, Connor.
Yeah, they definitely have to change their ID. This is the A-team right now.
Oh, man, this is just going to be so difficult for Ryung to recover from. This Hellion is going to help him a little bit. He's going to get a few mules, it looks like, over there.
If anyone knows how to drop a tank out of the sky and land it safely in a lake, then it's going to be Bjorn. And he has to show it now. Now we talked him up all the time, now he has to follow through. Or we look silly.
Yeah. Well, this is finally going to clean up that Hellion. He's trying to get a siege up position, but Ryung says no. He's going to get his tanks in position. Very, very careful and calculated play here, just like we saw from him in the earlier matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he can actually try to make this work. Beyond that is, but he has the vision with that scan.
Wow. Tank. That was nearly a one-shot.
I can't believe that happened. He had the Vikings there, but they were not close enough.
Yeah, he didn't see that. They mispositioned them a little bit. He stims in. That's ballsy right there.
Yeah, that was not the best trade he could have had. He got a siege tank. Most of his Marines escaped, but that's a lot of energy lost, and several Marines went down.
That drop could be really devastating. I mean, yes, there is a missile turret, but still. What I also want to say is that I'm a little bit surprised that Bjorn doesn't know about the base at the bottom left. Yeah. Oh, now he knows. Now he has his medivac over there.
Yeah, he's going to attack it. Meanwhile, attacks at the natural as well, trying to bait these Marines into siege tank fire. The drop is good in the main. He's losing a lot of harvesters here. He's got nothing to defend.
He's losing way too many of those medivacs. The medivac is really... Oh, the SCV's clearing it out, but definitely a lot of harvesters lost here. He's still ahead on the other hand, and very important, bottom left, the base not mining anymore. That was the most important thing for him now.
And one tank does get taken out. He runs forward. He catches these tanks on siege. This could be Ryung's moment to seize control of this game. He's going to get both the tanks.
And also the Widowmine hit was not as good as it could be. The tanks are gone. The medivac is gone. Suddenly, Ryung is trying to build up momentum against Bjorn, who is still far ahead in the game. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
He's ahead in supply, ahead in upgrades, ahead in bases, but that was a good defense nonetheless.
That was, one baby step for Ryung to getting back in this game. He continues the drop play in the main. Once again, no answer. He's going to clean this drop up as well. Ryung is really trying to turn this game around. He's flipping a table really right at this moment in time.
Yeah, but think about how long that third base for Bjorn is already going strong.
Yeah, and the upgrades are continuing out as well. This has got 2-2 first.
And Ryung doesn't even have his armory here, nor does he have his second engineering bay. He just started to build it. So, Ryung, with a good effort here, I mean, the guy already has 3 wins so far in the match, so that was incredible. And also his performance here is not bad at all. It's just BenQ is such a beast in this matchup.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's ahead. He had all the advantages from his Cloak Banshee play from the beginning.
You know, this match, this is exactly how I thought this entire team match would go.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. I love that we have such a close game between the two of them. And this is going to be... I can't wait for the next few minutes. This is going to be cool.
It's getting epic, man. This is, you know, really finally for the first time, BenQ looking a little bit shaky. Not shaky, but he's having he's met his match here, and he's going into turtle mode right now. Gets 2 sensor towers. He's going to spot the every move that BenQ tries to move out and pressure him with. But since he's in turtle mode, the map control is lost. He's very behind in upgrades. He needs to sit back and hope that he can wait until he's max and fight max versus max.
He's really trying to catch up in the upgrades now, not missing a single second after he completed Engineering Bay and Armory, going for +2/+2 here.
Drop is caught to the left side, but actually BenQ misses a few of those Marines, so they're going to go into his mineral line. Oh, this is such a scary army for BenQ. He's got moving across the map. He's trying to use these Marines positionally to pull BenQ out of the natural.
Oh, BenQ retreats. God knows why. He sees the army coming over. He doesn't leave a single Marine though. And now the Marines have taken out a few Harvesters, but the SCVs have taken charge and killed both of them.
BenQ is so good with his scans. He is just picking apart the siege tanks that are at the front every time.
BenQ lost a lot of mining time at the bottom left. You couldn't see it on screen, but it was visible on the minimap. He took out the 2 Marines with the rest of his SCVs, but he did not put them back on the mineral patches up to the point where he defended against this push.
Oh, he's walking into siege tank fire again here. A bad stim, and I don't want to say BenQ is choking here, but he needs to be a little more patient with his move outs.
Yeah, I like how he macros up behind it, getting this 4th base, making sure that he has all the cards in his hand. But these attacks into sieged up tanks, that is really questionable.
Oh, poor targeting here. He actually could have moved his Marines in and maybe gotten the command center, but as it stands, he will have to boost away.
Yeah, that could have been a little bit better, but I have to say that BenQ is doing a great job coming back into this match.
Yep, really nice pickoff here on the siege tanks. That was excellently done.
Good job, really good job.
One thing that's really important to know is BenQ has not started 3-3. He had that upgrade advantage. He's about to lose it.
He's trying to drop here again. The Medivac for some reason going all over all those Marines and surviving. But
BenQ, he is punching hard. He is saying, you know, I'm behind in this game, but I'm not going to roll over and die. And
we'll think about it. He was behind in upgrades the entire time those fights were going on, and he traded very well. Now in a few seconds, he will be on even upgrades, even though BenQ started as 3-3 now. But this is impressive play by BenQ.
And the sensor tower here spots this move out. He's able to run through, but the siege up is good. This is going to be a much better trade for BenQ.
Much better. This time he's the one who has the siege up position, and he's using it.
Drop in the lead.
He's going in.
There's nothing here to defend. He's trying to get over desperately. BenQ goes in Marine King style here.
And 1 siege tank is still left. The siege tank is gone. BenQ is trying to defend. He's dropping down in supply. And the Marines are still moving in, taking down tank after tank.
All the tanks in tank mode. He was busy microing at the natural. He lost way too much here.
But also the Prime player losing a lot of his army.
Yeah, losing a lot of Harvesters over here at the right as well.
But the position now for BenQ is awesome. He's taking down the command center.
Don't forget, he forced a cancel on the command center that was at the 3rd base as well. So economy-wise, he is leagues ahead, but he does lose a lot of his army. And BenQ, for the first time in this game, takes a supply lead.
Yeah, he takes a supply lead, and it is incredible. This game is going to be so cool from this point on. 4 bases for BenQ, yes, but BenQ, the one who caught up in, well, he caught up in
and now he's ahead.
Now he's ahead, exactly.
Oh, no, he's not.
No.
We got those production tabs mixed up, sorry.
So, this game is just awesome. At the beginning, BenQ with a huge lead, doing everything right, then taking a few engagements that he should have tried to avoid, attacking into sieged up tanks. He thought he could crush BenQ, but he was just not there yet. And now suddenly the Axiom-Acer player has equalized the upgrades, is going to fall behind if he doesn't start, well, even if he does start the 3-3 now. But he does being in this position right now is already an achievement.
It is an insane achievement. He has the lead in siege tank upgrades. This moment right here is so important in the main base for BenQ. I'm going to check on that, see how many turrets he has, because he's got some stuff set up over there, but is he going to be swatted? Oh, this is so smart. BenQ is trying to deny the scout here on the drops.
I don't think he saw him. I really don't think he saw him. Oh, but BenQ is running in right now with his Marines, sieging up with the tanks. He has a good grasp at the main base of his opponent.
Yep, here comes that boost medevac drop.
So many turrets. Oh my god, and he's losing quite a bit. He's losing 2 of them.
But he still gets in, and now part of the army of Beyond is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but he is going to get some SCVs here.
Yeah, but I feel that the better position here is actually for Ryung in the main base. The tank's now sieging up, but he can at least take down all those supply depots to the top left that will heavily supply block the Prime player.
The economy of Ryung is about to have its head cut off by this attack. But he's targeting here, and he's losing a lot of his Marines, and the repair is good.
He killed a lot of SCVs on the other hand. 23 are left against 16. Now suddenly Beyond is starting in at the top left, but there are too many siege tanks for Ryung.
This game is so tense. Beyond is not using his army that's sieging up at the natural here. He's just kind of got it sitting there.
Beyond has a lot more supply than Ryung, but on the other hand, he also has a lot more SCVs, so the army supply is very similar.
A lot of lost production here for Beyond. He's losing factories, he's losing barracks.
The income is just better for the Prime player because of the base to the right side of the map.
Yeah, and that's where he's going to have to start dumping his minerals from into new production facilities. Great drop here on the siege tank. Picks up, only loses 2 Marines for a siege tank. Take that trade any day of the week.
These two players play a great TVT here. This is so enjoyable. This is such a tons match. Oh, upgrades Wolf.
Yeah.
Beyond is on 2-2. The engineering base were not taken down by Ryung, so now he has a huge lead in upgrades. Ryung didn't even start 3-3.
The only advantage he will have is his, or he has had, is his siege tank upgrade, but that's about to be lost as well. So he's going to be just behind in upgrades overall. And looking at army supply, right now it's 104 for Beyond versus 84 of Ryung. But Ryung still has the better position here in the main base, and he's going to start taking out these depots.
I don't think it matters anymore. At this point, Beyond established himself at a 50 supply lead. He has a good income with his base at the right side of the map. And if Beyond is stabilizing, and he can sack his main base, he's going to build a lot of supply depots. I feel he can really pull this off. Just look at the drop that we now have at the bottom left.
Yeah, he's doing so much damage here. He's going to get the command center. There's no repair.
And suddenly, what is there? Where
GG.
Yeah, this was. Beyond the hope for the Prime team.
That was, you know, I feel like he could have tried to stick into that game, but he had no economy anymore, and the production advantage he had is irrelevant if he doesn't have any minerals, so...
No mineral patches in the main base, only a few left at the natural.
That was actually his last command center too, so he didn't even have enough minerals to make a new command center. That's probably why he GG'd.
Beyond dodges, or make sure that Prime is not getting all killed today, and he puts the hopes up again for the Prime team. Maybe he can do it, you know, maybe.
And this is a
slight chance.
This is the first time we saw today a Prime player go for a very aggressive strategy. Went for a very specific Cloak Banshee strategy that did a ton of damage. This is what Beyond is known for, like you said, on the stream, on the ladder, doing really, really great Banshee micro, and he picked Ryung apart from the beginning. Yeah. But Ryung playing an insanely good game, just not able to catch up.
His Banshee play is amazing, and he showed it. There's Gerard, a glimmer of hope in his eyes, a spark. But who's going to be the next player for Axiom-Acer? Is it going to be Hart? Is it going to be MMA? Will we see Scarlet? Is it going to be Alicia, Krang?
They could pick anybody. They have every race available.
We said it earlier. They talked about this for a long time. They had the opportunity to just talk about the players, talk about who would come out next, which map he's going to choose. I think it's not going to be a Terran.
I don't think so either. I think we're going to see... I could see either Mia, because Mia, you know, hasn't had his moment to shine yet, and this time is kind of a low-pressure situation to send him out here, or we see Alicia.
Could be, yeah. I could see that.
Crank looking like he's in high spirits here.
If you want to give one of those players a chance, then this is the time to do it. If there's someone who does not feel that confident, but you want to give him experience in the booth, that's the moment where you do it. Might also, we could see Scarlet here.
Yeah, Scarlet is definitely a possibility. Not entirely sure if we'll see her. We could, though, because they're so far ahead, they can pick anybody and do a strategy they've planned on a map they've picked.
It was actually so funny. Like, maybe a week ago, I was talking to Scarlet about the matchup, and she said there were 3 players that were arguing and battling about who would be allowed to face Creator. It was so funny. Everyone wanted to play Creator because they thought that he's going to be the only Protoss that they are sending out. They felt confident against Protoss, and with, of course, also a map pick, a potential map pick. So they were like, okay, I want to play Creator. And 3 of them were just trying to battle out who is allowed to face Creator there. And I'm like, what? You guys are actually trying to figure out, like, you think Creator is going to be the easiest, and I was like, well, he's a Protoss, so feeling good against Protoss, especially when I have the map choice. That was quite funny to me. They really, I mean, that team has such a team spirit and atmosphere going on right now that helps them so much in these matchups.
Yeah. It really does, and it shows. You can see it when you see them on the bench, when they're smiling, they're talking to each other, the strategies they plan. And this is the first time they're picking a player. So we haven't even seen any strategy unfold. Ryung is the starting player. He's supposed to come out strong. He's done more than that. He's gotten 3 kills already, and we can start to see now, for the first time, really the strategy of the picks unfold. And they have all the cards. They have all the map picks. They can pick any map that's left available, any player they want, any matchup. Does not matter. They have no restrictions at this moment in time.
I want to know who's going to be next, and it's going to be revealed right now. Scarlet to the top right. Is it Crank at the bottom left? It looks like it. Yes, it's going to be him. We have a Protoss player.
Crank, this is not what I expected, but Crank's showing some great Protoss versus Terran in the past.
Yeah.
Rinking not looking very happy about the results so far.
Well, you know, at least they have a strong player now in the booth that could maybe give them one win or another. And there's always the danger of being reverse all killed. I mean, that's something that is very real. So the Axiom team is in a good position, but if they get complacent here, they might pay for it.
Yeah. Crank getting warmed up, swinging his hands here, making sure he's got that circulation flowing. This is the map he's chosen as DMZ. That's where they're going to be playing this one out. And I wonder if we'll see an all-in or an aggressive strategy, or if he's just going to try to play straight up against Beyond. Both are possibilities on DMZ. DMZ is kind of one of those all-around balanced 2-player maps.
He must... I think if I'm Ryung right now, I would actually be pissed. I mean, he's done an awesome job. Gets 3 wins, so he should be proud of himself and should be like, okay, everything's fine. But I feel he wanted the all-kill.
Yeah.
At this point, you want that all-kill, so he's probably a little bit angry here. But he did a great job. Amazing games by Ryung. That was definitely an amazing performance. Also in the last game, even though he lost it.
And we keep getting camera shots of Marine King, who has this look on his face like he's really, really disappointed. Beyond's still looking a little bit stressed, but he played a great Terran versus Terran, and now the momentum is finally, the ball is like on his court, and he just has to swing.
Very good analogy because, well, not swinging, but the thing is, like, he's a huge soccer fan, so the ball definitely being in his court right now.
Yeah, kick in this case.
Yeah. No baseball, yeah. Baseball quite popular in Korea, but not with him.
He's the football man. Well, DMZ is a map where we could see all sorts of potential strategies, from proxy oracles to straight up mothership core expand like we saw from Creator. He's got any choice available to him. This is a map full of possibilities. It's not too big, so that you can hit really nice timings.
And if you like the play that we've seen from Jan in the last game, you can see that on a daily basis if you follow his stream. So check out Twitch TV. You can just go to the StarCraft matches, and his stream is on every day.
Yeah. I think his Twitch ID is just Beyond Prime as well.
Yeah.
So really easy for you to go follow him right now if you want to.
I'm interested to see what he can do. I mean, there is this spark of hope in the Prime team's eyes, but it's going to be difficult. But he is the one, I feel, who could put a few more points onto the scoreboard for the Prime team, and that would be important. But in a reverse all-kill, can he really do it? We're going to find out right now. Game number 2 for Beyond. This is the GSTL Season 1 2013, brought to you by Colin.